So as we've been talking to you about this emotional scale, where there is appreciation and love on the good feeling end, and despair and depression on the other end, and we've described despair and depression and moving up the scale. Sometimes we do the scale this way, sometimes we do it this way, but you get the sense that there is a range of emotions that you feel, because there is a range of vibrations, like the harmonic in the music that you're talking about, that you feel. And so from despair there is revenge, which is an improvement. And then there's hatred, which is an improvement from revenge. And then there is love, that is a big improvement, but you don't have access to that. You don't have access to everything on the scale. You only have access to what's in the vicinity of where you are. Have you ever been depressed, really truly discouraged about something, and then you found someone to focus upon, and you felt sincere revenge? We're just asking, wasn't that satisfying? It was, because there was less resistance in it. So what we're wanting you to realize is nobody's asking you to do the impossible and make a vibrational jump. What we're asking you to do is try to find something satisfying. And the thing that we most want you to hear, and this is the thing that twists your brain into a knot, because it seems counterintuitive to the action-based effort, struggle environment that you may have become accustomed to. Take your attention off the thing that matters so much and put it upon other things that are easy for you to feel satisfied about, and let those other subjects put you in the receiving mode, so that you can receive things about the thing that matters most. Did you hear that? But it takes focus. It takes focusing upon the desire to feel better, because you can't think your way out of it. When something's really bothering you, you can't think your way out of it, because the more you think about it, the more momentum you get going in the opposite direction of what you want, and the more discord you feel within yourself, and the less happily ever after you are living. We know you hear it conceptually. We know you get the concept that we have just expressed to you. But what most of you are not really believing about yourselves yet is that you can stay off of a subject of such importance, off of a subject that comes into your mind so often. But you can, you see. You can. You know why you think the thoughts you think? Because we're speaking to you from your human physical perspective. It's because of the momentum that law of attraction has accomplished within them. Something that you think about longer and longer and longer and longer and longer, the momentum becomes more and more and more and more and more. That's why those thoughts become beliefs. A belief is only a thought that you continue to think. So most people who don't have some big problem about something, in other words, it's easier to understand what our friend here is talking about, but most people, setting aside any big problem or any big thing in your life that you're trying to rectify, most people do the same thing for this reason. Ready for it? You would rather think a thought that has more momentum, even if it's a negative thought, than a thought that has less momentum. Momentum is enticing to you, partly because you're a creator and partly because you're a sloppy thinker. Would you rather talk to somebody about something really juicy, watch something that's really juicy, something that's really negative and really juicy, and a lot of people are talking about it and thinking about it, or would you rather just quiet your mind? Yeah, you know, because it feels to you, because you have been operating under the flawed premise that action and effort are what make things happen. So when there's lots of momentum going, you think that you're getting something done. You are, but you're not going to like it. So we've been encouraging, in fact, everything that we've said really up to this point, right at this very moment here this morning and every day before that, is that if you realize that you are a vibrational being who is attracting based upon your point of attraction, so that you're not trying so hard to face reality. Instead, you are creating reality. So you let reality serve you in the way you knew that it would. You let reality serve you in your ascertaining of what you prefer, and then you do your best to give more and more of your attention to the new thought. Then what happens is you take the bounce from an unwanted reality into a reality that you prefer. But if you just keep looking at what is, then you just continue to offer vibrations about what is. You just continue the balance or the mix of your vibration as it has been. So you'll hear more as we're moving forward here today, because we really want you to leave this gathering with a very strong sense of what is your mix of vibration. In other words, if you were going to a meeting, as you so often do, you want to ask yourself, what am I bringing to the table? Am I bringing clarity to this meeting? Am I bringing confusion to this meeting? Am I bringing struggle to the meeting? Am I bringing a tired and bedraggled body to the meeting? Who's coming to this meeting? What am I bringing to the meeting? What's my mix of vibration? Am I focused upon the solution, so I'm tuned into the solution, so I'm receiving ideas? Am I bringing this unfolding improvement to the meeting? Or am I still so fixated on the problem that I'm bringing the struggle to the meeting? What is it? What is the purpose of this meeting? Is this the meeting where we determine what the risks are, where we determine what the problems are? Then this is a step one meeting. But a step one meeting can't be the only meeting I ever have. If you're always in a step one meeting, now let's redefine the problem. Let's think about the problem more. What do you think about the problem? What do you think about the problem? We all know that there's a problem. Oh, it's a big problem. What's been your experience with the problem? Then you're just step one, 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 and you're launching all these rockets of desire. Oh, the vortex and the new improvement, the new government improvement, the new worldwide improvement. Oh, the improvement is pulsing. It's raging. It's huge. It's ripe. It's ready for somebody to receive it. Nobody at that meeting's going to get any of it, because we're step one risk meeting. We're the risk meeting. We're the pointing out the problem meeting. We're the pointing out the problem meeting. We're the stirring up the problem meeting. We're the being the problem meeting. We're the hateful, mean, hate the problem meeting. We're the let us lay ourselves down and die meeting. We are the important meeting. See the sign on our door? We are the important meeting. And we want to ask, what are you bringing to the meeting? You might want to bring some step 3 to the meeting, because you've already had that meeting and source has already received what you want, and the improvement has already been identified, and all of the steps along the way, all of the path of least resistance has been lined up along the way. And somebody, anybody, can get into the receiving mode and start receiving the impulses and the thoughts and the ideas for the improvement, you see. But we think sometimes, not just in government risk management, but really there, in almost everybody's experience, you're fixated on step one, when you meant step one to be maybe 5 or 10% of your life experience. And you knew that 100% of your inner being's experience would be focused upon the solution, upon the improvement, upon the expansion, upon the evolution of something. And you really intended to spend 90 to 95% of your life experience focused in ways where you felt enough satisfaction about something that you were in the receptive mode about everything, so that problem solution, problem solution, problem solution, meaning expansion, expansion, new idea of what could be better, bam, there it is. You can be like that. You can be like that. Life can show you what you don't want, and you can find satisfaction in what is already there for you, and everything can improve. Everything can improve, no exceptions. But you can't stay focused upon the problem without becoming a human who is so aware of what you do not want that you are oblivious to anything good that could be coming to you. The ideas are flowing, the improvements are flowing, the solutions are flowing. They're all in the vortex. Many others could receive them. You've just got to decide what you're bringing to the meeting. And every moment is a manifestation, which means every moment is a meeting. What's my mix of vibration here? Which end of the stick, problem or solution, am I leaning toward? And once you begin to notice that on subjects that are not so important to you, and therefore you haven't thought so much about, that it's very easy for you to find satisfaction, and then universal forces bring solutions and you are in the receptive mode, so you receive the idea of the solution and you get to witness your hands in the clay in the creation of the improvement. Then that's when you begin living happily ever after. That's when life starts to feel really, really good to you. You see,
I got it. I'm going to live my life like I'm going to a meeting at the Pentagon.
Say that again.
I'm just going to live my life like I'm in a continual meeting where there's a lot of people listening and the universe is listening, right?
Yeah. Just remember that you're in that meeting and your inner being's in that meeting. And your inner being knows everything that that meeting wants, even though that meeting is nowhere near the solution. But there is a much bigger meeting going on. So go to that meeting for a little bit, but then put yourself in a vibrational place where you can join this meeting. Listen at the door. Listen at the door. Listen at the door. And what's your password? Happy. Solution. Life is good. I really like this. I really like that. 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 Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that tastes so good. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, that is so beautiful. I really like that. 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 Oh, I really, really, really like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. And so you're listening at the door, and then an idea comes to you. Oh, an idea that feels so good. An idea that's right on track because it came from that meeting that has been collecting all of the desires from all of the meetings, you see. Not having to convince anybody over there. In other words, let them do whatever it is that they are doing. You listen at the door of this vortex. Get yourself in the receptive mode until you hear, and then follow the impulse that you hear and show through the clarity of the expansion of your desire what you mean. Don't try to use your words to convince those in that meeting. They're not going to hear them. They're in that meeting. They're in that meeting. What's the password? Misery, debt, disgusting things. We're exaggerating this. Not at all. We're not exaggerating this at all. Not at all. Really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.